Boom. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Wow, I got two people here. Thank you very much. That's an honor. I'll be honest. I was planning to do my video outside, and it's raining, so I am in my living room, kind of winging it. So, apologize. Don't have a cool, exciting background, and maybe we'll get a view from maybe one of my puppies will make a debut today. So anyway, thank you very much for joining everybody at Sports Cards Daily Live. My new weekly, daily live. I decided instead of putting out a daily update every day, I just go live and just wing it. And we talk about what's going on, and I get some interaction from the audience, and we'll see what we can do. This is inspired by Texas Card Dude, who runs his show. I will tell you to check his out today. I think he goes around 9 o'clock. I'm also a big fan. I watch one of those Top Shot shows that I think actually started at 7 something. So I figured I'd squeeze this in so you can get a little, whether you're NFTing or you're looking at sports cards, you can squeeze Ziggy in your day. So thank you very much for being here. Hope you can hear. Hope everything's okay. I'm going to go over my notes and we'll see how this first show goes. So first thing I wanted to mention, heard a lot of great YouTubes this weekend, but a few that I wanted to bring attention to, two specifically. One was from Wax Museum Podcast. And again, I'm going live, so I can't show you this. I'll let you listen to some of these. I will put the link below. Big fan of Wax Museum Podcast. He's been doing a podcast for years. Very historical, deep research, smart in the hobby. Every now and then he'll drop something on YouTube. His YouTube channel is not as popular. Wax Museum Podcast. It's only like 336 people. So you get over there, take a moment, give him a sub. He doesn't put all his podcasts on YouTube, which I wish he'd put more of them on YouTube. But anyway, what he talks about in here that I found very interesting was Panini's exclusive license, how it got there, what the status is, and what the future might be. Now, I will say again, I've talked about this a lot in the past. As somebody who came back to the hobby in 2015, 16, the first thing I asked is who the hell was Panini as well. I think most people who came back to the hobby are going, who the hell is Panini? Once you figure out who they are, the next question is, why do they have all football and why do they have all basketball, right? So here's a story. And again, I'll put the link down. It's a 30-minute video. I do recommend you listen to this. He talks about at the time, you have to understand, I guess it's like 2011, 2012. The hobby was not doing well. The hobby was struggling, right? Specifically, basketball was kind of struggling. There was a reason there was no basketball cards being made. I guess it was after LeBron in the rookie years, and you're looking at, I guess they had the strike year as well. So apparently, Panini got excited about what's going on, and Panini. Now this is what Wax Podcast says. Okay, listen to this. Panini, Topps, Upper Deck, and the league got together, and the league put out a statement that they selected an exclusive license because it was best for the community. That everyone inferring that everyone kind of agreed. And podcast or Wax Museum talks about this. How Topps didn't deny that they it kind of sounds like to me. 4 guys got in the room, many years ago, and they said, look, basketball's struggling, the hobby's struggling. And there was a lot of different products. And Panini said, look, I'll pay a lot of money if you let me do basketball exclusive. I think I can fix this. I'll take basketball. Give me basketball. And Topps looks in and goes, hey, we got baseball. Sure. And Upper Deck looked at them and goes, we got hockey. Sure. And that they went ahead and did it. And they also, in this original license, I guess both those companies had a few years to get rid of their material. And that's why you kind of have that great time in the hobby where you had Exquisite from Upper Deck, you had Topps Chrome, and you had Panini's new products like National Treasure all at the same time, kind of blending. Real competition. And as is said in this video, great competition meant great products back then. So Panini had an exclusivity for, I think, the first 5 years, which have been, 12 through 17. And in that time, if you look back, they did a lot of wonderful things, right? Because they wanted to earn the exclusivity. They wanted to prove the value. For the most part, they kept print runs low. They focused on really good autographs. They focused on memorabilia. Again, NT was a rockin' product, which was inspired by Exquisite. I think it was the same creator who built the RPA. So that's really interesting stuff. What ends up happening, I guess, is Panini then re-upped their exclusive licensing. And you can listen to the podcast of the date. I totally missed this. I believe they're on 17, 18. And there's some assumption out there that license ends in 22. I don't think that's accurate. So here's what I took away from this. This all started because the goal was to save basketball. And they did that. They saved basketball. And here we are 10 years later, and Panini has totally abused the basketball license. And the podcast will go into this. What's inspired, I think, his conversation, he's talking about at the draft, the football draft, there were that's when they get a lot of rookie autographs, right? And they get rookie memorabilia, and the rookies will wear a shirt and take it off. Well, there's this whole debate about how memorabilia coming from rookies in football today doesn't even have to be worn, touched, or even the presence of the player to be in the car and say, hey, this is just a piece of jersey and here's an autograph. It's just the quality of memorabilia that Panini's been handling has been going down. And the podcast does a great job in it. And it really talks about what I've been saying all along. There's a problem when you give exclusivity to one company, right? And I think, again, what I took away from that too, I think is positive, is it sounds to me like maybe if we organized, right, as just consumers and simply said, look, we as consumers, we the basketball or we the sports card community of consumers would like to request NBA. We love what's going on, but can you please do 2 licenses or more? We want to see some of these other products. We want to bring back that competition, right? I think that would be a positive thing. I just think, again, there's been too much uncertainty and misinformation in the hobby. Because, again, this is the first time I heard about how the license got to Panini. I've heard all those things about Panini bullied it. Panini had the money. Panini's great. I just think, again, we don't know. A lot of people are new to the hobby. And I think, again, researching and understanding that and understanding, look, this was a decision that was made that can change, right? We all would love to see more products from different vendors. And it's funny. It's not that I want more Prism. I just want Prism at a certain print run. But I want more Topps Chrome to compete with Prism. I want Bowman to compete with Prism. I want Upper Deck to put out their exquisite product again, right? I want to see those type of things again. That and it's sad to me because right now, in what's going on in the hobby, would be the perfect time to do this. I fear if we have the correction that I think is coming, we might never see that, right? And again, what I fear is that Panini's going to overprint. 2 years from now, the market's going to be able to dive. And Panini says, see, things aren't going that well. You might as well just let me keep the exclusive license. And then they really kill the hobby. So I thought that was a great podcast. I really liked that. I'm a big fan of Wax Museum. So if you haven't already, please check it out. I know I got to work on the lighting here. Again, I wasn't planning on doing this in the living room. I'm not going to get up either because I don't have my pants on. Next video I wanted to talk about that brought some attention to me was Jennifer. Oh, I think I can play the audio on this one. Jennifer Top Shot. Love her channel. Does a great weekly update. She's also, I think, works for Evaluate. I think she's got some inside information. She's just very plugged in to Top Shot. She was going over the rules of Top Shot and about how people's accounts can be suspended or get banned and what the reasons are. And boy, this last part really concerned me.
To have your account and your personal data deleted if you email dpo@nbatopshot.com. And finally, if Dapper suspends or terminates your account, they don't have to tell you why. All right, thank you. Awesome.
Did you hear that? The last part. And she said that so quickly and so with a smile.
Suspends or terminates your account, they don't have to tell you why. All right.
Okay, so I heard that. I have not read the terms and conditions, the updated terms and conditions, right? But according to that, Dapper can suspend your account. Now, there were some comments in the chat here. And the first thing I'm going to say is I think Jennifer is awesome. I like Jennifer a lot. I think she's a smart woman. She's got her head on her shoulders. But that should have been like a screaming red siren to her when she heard that. There's no reason for that, right? And the whole blockchain NFT world is that I can buy something that's unique and it's mine and I can take it with me and it's mine forever and this whole specialness about it. If Dapper can just take it away for any reason without even telling you what the reason is, that's a concern, guys. Like right now, Dapper could be watching my video and go, hey, Ziggy talks too much about us and he's too negative. And I like Panini. He doesn't. I'm going to delete his account. And I'm not telling him why. I'm going to say he violated something. Think about that. Let that settle down for a moment. Is that legal? Apparently it's in their terms and conditions that they can suspend and or delete your account without telling you and not have to tell you why. I guess it is. I guess they'll send you a notification that your account's been deleted, but they won't tell you why. That really bothers me. And I guess I'm speechless here. I'd like to have debate on this, but I don't think it's debatable, right? So I'll say this. If I'm a Top Shot person, other things, here's another thing I've noticed. Top Shot does a very good job of two things that I like. They communicate a lot with the public from them and their staff, which I commend them. And number two, and probably the number one reason I like Top Shot, they have the best queuing system I've seen, right? That gives you an equal chance to get something. So for example, when they do a drop, I feel I have a shot. I believe that. Maybe I don't, but I get the feeling that I do, right? That I can get into a drop, because here's the thing. You just go to the drop, you get in a window like from 1 to 1:30, you have 30 minutes to get into the drop, and then you wait and you get a sign around random number and you know where you are. So it's kind of like when Target says Fridays, you go to Target, you know where your position is, but you at least know you have a shot. Tops, NFTs, other drops are kind of like Walmart. You can go there and there might not be anything. The person might not be shipping, dropping this day. You have no idea. You're kind of blind, or else the server crashes and only the first 20 people get stuff and you get nothing. So I love Top Shot's distribution, and I will say that over and over. I hope other people use that queuing system. But beyond that, I'm beginning to be suspect on Dapper. It's a closed blockchain. I've learned about what that means. Like there's a big debate. The Major League Baseball NFTs had this whole issue last week or 2 weeks ago when they did their drop, that the way they configured the odds file, the odds of how the packs would be distributed, determined that the 101s were issued early. It was a configuration mathematical problem. What's great is that because the blockchain is public and because people could see this and they could see these files and stuff, the community saw that and made comment, and it was able to be corrected in the future. It couldn't be corrected now. The packs were already distributed, but we know about it. We know what happened. And here's what I mean by that. There's no rumor that, hey, Tops handpicked the 101s to give to their friends, and that's why they have them. No, we can mathematically look at what happened in the drop and the configuration and figure out what Tops did. Now with Dapper, I could tell you, we don't know how those packs are getting distributed. Because what I realized is that if you can put a file in there that configures the odds, you could put a file in the Dapper one that configures odds. So say maybe the first 5,000 packs are going to have the best hits and the last ones aren't. Or maybe the middle packs will have the best hits. You know what I'm saying? If you can mathematically manipulate those odds and not disclose that, that's a big concern to me. So Dapper is a very closed blockchain. And again, I want to be quiet here because I have a Dapper account and I don't want to wake up one morning. In fact, I probably will wake up now and see it freaking deleted and go, well, it's probably because you talk too much, Ziggy. Luckily, it's not a big account. So what I will say is, again, they're doing more drops, okay? And they have a lot of rules, right? One of the rules, for example, is you are not allowed to buy and sell on eBay. So if you're doing that and they find out, they can ban and delete your account. Now, part of me, the asshole in me, the little voice in my head says, boy, I hope they catch some of those bastards. Because we know a lot of them are doing it, right? It kind of annoys me when you see a $99 pack on eBay for $2,000, right? And I'm like, that's BS, because I'd rather have the pack, some jerk selling it for $2,000 on eBay. I hope, I'm sorry, I'm not going to go off on that. But they're not tracking those people down. Because if it did, it wouldn't happen, right? I'll put it this way. If I'm Dapper, do an investigation where you show a few eBay accounts. You can YouTube this. These are the eBay accounts I have. These are the usernames. I track them down this address. I correlate this address with the same address on the credit card. That's this Dapper account. We've determined this user is selling these on eBay. I just suspended their accounts. Do that. Show that as a video, and that would send a quiver through the community, because then people stop doing it. But you saying you can doesn't mean you have when you need to in that area. Does that make sense? Like, don't ban me for talking up, but ban people who are really breaking the damn rules. And there's a lot of that going on. And again, I'll just say this. The reason that's going on, Dapper says we want to make it safe for you, so don't sell your packs on eBay. Well, Dapper, just let me sell my packs on your flow chain. I don't understand why that's not allowed. I mean, and again, here's another thing I rant. Why are we still in beta? I mean, dude, this thing's coming like on a year. I think July is when they launched NBA Top Shot. Are you going to use beta as an excuse forever? I mean, I love it. Oh, we're in beta. If something goes wrong, it's beta. In Wax, if something goes bad, oh, Wax is garbage. Oh, it's terrible. Can't we just say Wax is in beta? Hey, it's in beta. It's in beta for like 10 years, man. This is the Tops beta now. I don't know. Just kind of, it rubs me the wrong way. So let me just say in summary, if you're using the Top Shot product, I would just be aware of that policy. I'd also personally, if I had big moments in there, I'd cash them out, right? They're going to be flooding the market with moments. They're even doing the repack thing. And I don't want to spend too much on this because this is not an NFT conversation, but that video got my thinking about the Top Shot NFTs, and I'm very concerned. So let's go ahead and take a look at a couple other things going on around the hobby. I need my glasses on. Oh, I will just last NFT thing. Gary V's NFT drops on 5/5. Very curious to see how that's going to happen. He's using the Ethereum chain. I'm going to stop there. Okay, let's talk about weekly upcoming products that are coming out this week. So today is what? Today is 4/3. Tomorrow is May the 4th be with you. For all you Star Trek geeks, Star Wars geeks, sorry. Okay, baseball. Really, the only thing coming out this week is Topps Tier 1 baseball. Not really on my radar. What's coming up later? Next week, I think is interesting. Panini Prism baseball, and then in 2 weeks, Panini Absolute baseball. I think that's interesting because Panini is getting more and more greedy, getting into the Topps world by putting Topps products. They used to only do a few Topps baseball products. I'm sorry, Panini used to do a few baseball products. Now it seems like they're trying to do as much as they can. I don't see anything super exciting. I know Bowman came out last week, so I'm still basically into the Bowman baseball. That's what's on my radar. In basketball, Panini Crown Royal drops this week on 5/5. That used to be to me the poor man's RPA, the poor man's what's it called? iMac. They got some nice patches, some premium patches and stuff. Used to be affordable box. Not affordable anymore. I'm not even gonna touch it. It's not the Star Stock doesn't trade in Crown Royal. I'm not touching Crown Royal. Impeccable Basketball is gonna drop a week after that. In football, we got Panini Flawless Football. This is a kind of a big deal because this is actually the close or the end of last year's class. If I'm not mistaken, Flawless is normally the last product that Panini will put out on football. There might be, is Chronicles still coming? I don't see Chronicles on here. Chronicles draft picks on here. Okay, so yeah, this is the last professional for. So if you're chasing Tua and Burrow and Sherbert, this is your last chance to get their rookie autographs in Flawless. Not that it's an easy chance because those boxes are way overpriced. Flawless used to be, I think, around a $1,500 retail box. You could buy it for like $750 on first off the line. Now it's, I think, $3,500 to get in. It's just not for me either. And it's interesting too because Flawless is not Flawless, and it doesn't hold a higher value often than NT does, which I always find interesting. So just not my thing. Hockey wise, nothing this week in hockey. Other sports, nothing this week in other sports. I think Pokemon comes out next week, so you can keep that on your radar. But that's kind of what's coming this week as far as product drops. So for me, I keep your eye out for still a lot of Prism breaks going on. A lot of select football breaks are still going on. Bowman Baseball, right? Loving Bowman Baseball. I like Bowman because Bowman's still is true prospecting where you can buy that and you sit on that for years. Now, the high cost kind of are a little bit of, a downer. But other things, just real quickly on the NFT side, Hustle and Flow drops today. That is the Top Shot pack. Nothing dropping on the baseball front, except they will do the new recipe packs tomorrow. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Let's see what's going on YouTube on Mondays. I don't have much on the YouTube agenda. I don't have anybody who schedules any major videos on tonight. No interviews that I'm aware of. If you are doing something like that, guys, if you're a YouTube creator and you're dropping an interview or you're doing a show or something like special, please let me know and I'll comment on my morning show and give a plug for you in the afternoon. And I'll do that for anybody. So just leave a comment below. I don't care if you're small channel, big channel. Even if I don't like you and you've banned me and you know who you are, I will still promote your channel by telling the community when you're going. Okay, let's take a quick second and look over at Sports Collectors Daily. I used to look at this page probably every morning. This is kind of how I start my morning. This is coffee. I normally do this and then I'd put together or edit. I want to say edit. Put together Sports Cards Daily. So a few things that stuck out. Topps Transcendent Hall of Fame edition due out next week. The only thing it makes me think about is I can't believe they're still doing those Transcendent boxes. Those things are just amazingly expensive. Like it's like a car. You can buy a small house, like $20,000, $25,000 for a box. I do think Topps does a good job. They put some pretty cool stuff in there, but there's just so many of them. Normally there's a party that's included, and I'm wondering how the parties are going. I've always wanted to go to a Transcendent party and the Panini VIP party. We'll see if those things ever happen. Of course, we kind of get back to normal. Maybe it'll be 22, 23 before it gets into my agenda and my budget. I saw another article about newly uncovered tobacco card hoard includes 18 T206 Cobbs. That to me is pretty impressive. I mean, 18 T206 Cobbs. My first thought, are they counterfeit? I'm sorry. Call me the contrarian, call me the jerk, but are they real? Because it's 2021 and you can make a lot of wonderful things look like they're fake. Look like they're from, a long time ago. Of course, there's good technology to determine that. So I'm just wondering, are they real? And then my second question is, how many more of these are there? Last night, Brad on Comeback Card Investor did a video where he had a friend bring over a bunch of collectibles. He went through the cards and some newspaper magazines and stuff, and talked about value. And I thought that was pretty cool. I know there's lots of those videos where people where their friends are saying, hey, man, you can take a look at my stuff. I'm actually meeting a friend tomorrow afternoon. I'm hoping to video this. A friend of mine I met through my work, and he's got some old football and baseball cards he wants me to evaluate for him. So I'm super excited about that, but who knows? I mean, they could be junk or they could be gold. And I think that's kind of the interesting thing. In fact, I told you about the police officer, right, who has LeBron James rookie cards he found, right? He's deciding what to do with them. But he found them. He had like a couple of them. So there's a lot of that. A lot of people who are finding old cards, which is kind of, I don't know. I'm not a big vintage guy. I just feel like there's just a lot of it. It's cool to me. I'm not willing to pay the price for it. And if I had it and it was worth that much, I'd probably sell it. If that makes sense. Like, I wouldn't spend $30,000 for a Michael Jordan card. And if I found one and I could sell it for $30,000, I'd probably sell it because I could use the money for other things. And I don't know. I'm just not into vintage. It doesn't work for me. I appreciate it. I respect it, but just not my thing, my cup of tea. Other quick snapshots in here. Oh, Trevor Lawrence signs autograph deal with Fanatics. I thought this is pretty interesting. My first thought is, oh my God, this dude is going to oversign, raise and sign with everybody he can, which is probably, I don't blame him, right? I mean, he's a young man. He's, considered the biggest prospect since probably Andrew Luck, and capitalize on it. I love what he's done with the NFTs. I love what he did with Topps art cards. Now he's signed with Fanatics. It looks like the agreement with Fanatics is for college memorabilia. So I think he'll still be signing for Panini on, all their stuff, which I think is great and exciting. So I am excited to look for Lawrence. I'm hoping to get some Lawrence stuff. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be nuts, in my opinion. I'm not even worried right now because to me, true Lawrence products don't come out for probably another 3 to 4 months, closer to football season. Over the summer, we're going to get flooded with draft products. Now, I will not buy any of them. But if I see them in retail, I'd pick them up. I try to, pull a good hit, sell it. I don't know. I won't. My point is, I'm not going to lie to you. You'll probably catch me with draft, but personally, I hate it. I hate draft products. I hate college products. It's just not my thing. I know a voice in my head sits there going, don't buy the college product. Don't do it, Ziggy. Now I'll go ahead and do it because peer pressure and fear of missing out. Right. So that's why I'm being honest with you. What else? I'm going to close with something here in a minute, and we're coming up on our time. I think those are the highlights. I did see last night too, Jeff at Sports Card Investor Miami show was pretty big. There were a lot of shows, and every weekend right now there are shows going on. Dallas is in a few weeks, but it was interesting. Jeff did a deal with this 15-year-old, and it's and all I'm thinking to myself is, I'm waiting for Jeff to just give him something as a gift. Do you know what I'm saying? I was waiting the whole time for him. Hey, kid, here's an Acuna. Just really like what you're doing. And this is just me, so I don't mean this bad to Jeff. Or, hey, kid, here's a lifetime subscription to Market Movers. Because this kid's 15 years old. And, dude, he's carrying a case that's worth more than I am, okay? I'm not kidding you. The case is worth more than I am. My whole value in my life right now is less than what this kid's got in his case. And him and Jeff are dealing back and forth. And I'm thinking, Jeff, hook this kid up. I mean, he's 15 years old. And the deal was like, they went back and forth. It was like I was watching Sasha T dealing with a dude for the Pokemon card. It was a great video, and I did love it. And I'm sure Jeff's got some story with it. And I'd love to meet this kid. And I'm also thinking to myself, where is the parent behind this kid? Where's the influencer? Who's the cash back in this kid? It was amazing. I was super excited. The whole time I'm watching, I'm thinking, come on, Jeff. Hook the kid up with something. Like at the end, give him up something. Hey, by the way, great deal. I wanted to wheel and deal with you. You're just like an adult. I didn't want to treat you differently, but I want to give you this. Bam. Because I am sports card investor. Whatever. And I like Jeff, so don't take it the wrong way. But I love your thoughts, your comments. We thought that was the same thing. Just real quickly, I haven't not seen a single comment on my live chat. I'm seeing 10 heads up here in a little button. I hope that's cool. If you're chatting, just so you know, I'm not seeing anything. If someone is out there and could drop a chat, maybe my chat's broken. I don't know. And I don't want to be ignoring you, so please forgive me. Okay, so we're coming up on the end of my show. I am going to close with an idea, thought that I talked about. I am going to say that I'll be back tomorrow, and we're going to get better at this, guys, as we go. So hang in there. I'm going to get a microphone. I'll use the desk tomorrow, probably. I'll get up a little earlier. I got up a little later in the morning and, took time to get the dogs out and stuff. Hey, nobody came over to get on camera either. Sandy, Groot, you guys want to say hi? No? No? You don't want to say hi? Okay. So in closing, a lot going on about grading. And I did a video last night on grading, and I, declared the end of PSA because of AI. And I want to reemphasize my point here because it was kind of long-winded, a 30-minute video. I've had a lot of great feedback. That video is probably my #1 video in the last 6 months, which I don't understand, you guys. I put out content every day, and that one's really exciting. So anyway, the real takeaway, right, is that when PSA accepted AI, when they brought in Gemma Mint, I don't care. I don't give a damn about what it means today or tomorrow or 12 months from now. What it means in general is that PSA just admitted that humans are not always the answer, and you cannot scale in a human only. And they basically just introduced what I refer to as the Terminator. They brought AI in, and it basically makes a level playing field. And what I mean by that is, if I was PSA, you never should let AI in. You should actually have just preached about the importance of the human grader. And, and kind of like baseball does about why umpiring has to be done by umpires when we know technology is better, right? Similar thing. You have all these people, well, we want the human in it. We don't want to have technology. But that's what PSA should have done. When they said, hey, we're going to put a little microphone in the back of the umpire here, and they're going to assist him in calling this. We're going to assist the grader in making the call. They opened it up for AI. And this is a good thing, guys, because here's where we want to be, okay? We want grading to be, it's the word ubiquitous. That's probably the wrong word. We want it to be common across all, so that if BGS, PSA, ABC, XYZ start grading, they all are using the same technology standard, right? So if you get a standard and the technology standard, and here's a great opportunity. If geeks are out there listening to me, write up the technical standards for what a sports card should be. Thickness, width, length, corners. What are the calculations? And you can make a standard, propose that standard to a body, and everybody confers on it. Hey, this standard should have attributes on it, right? So if the corner, you can have attributes like numbers and notes, right? So you could build these standards around this and then have the community agree to the standards and have technology mapped to those standards. So the goal is, when I have a PSA card graded and a BGS card graded, when I take it out, if I wanted to take it out of that encasement, it would have the same grade. I could run the algorithm on it. That's a commonly used algorithm, and they're all going to come back. So therefore, the differentiation in the future is not going to be the human. It's going to be the technology. And therefore, in my opinion, anything graded by humans today will have less value in the future, simply because we're going to look back on it and go, well, that was back in the human era when humans were fallible, right? We might appreciate it. We might go, oh, but the history, the provenance of this beautiful PSA 10, Frank held it. Great. But we're also going to know in the back of our head, it probably doesn't have an accurate grade, right? And I think that's the biggest thing. If you talk to anybody in the hobby, we're upset because we don't think things are accurate. There was another great video last night a guy did on another guy's submission on PSA, where he did 400 card submission. He got back 5 PSA 10s. 40 cards were rejected because PSA said they just rejected them. This won't happen in the future because you'll have technology tells you the reason this was rejected is a fingerprint found that this card has a block corner, right? The reason this card came in a 10 and all these others were 8 or 9, because mathematically, that is the future, guys. I can't wait for it to happen. And I'm super excited that technology is here, right? It's opened the door. It's going to take time, but PSA just, they put it in the back of your head. You're all scared to crack a card because PSA's got some fingerprinting wizard. Whatever. They did it right the first time. They wouldn't need the fingerprinting wizard. Hope you guys enjoy the show. Thank you very, very much for joining in me for my very first Sports Card Daily live weekdays, not just weekday. I need to update that on my thumbnail. Weekdays. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Leave comments down below. Questions. If I miss questions today, I'll try to answer those tomorrow. And we're going to keep this baby rolling. Again, thank you very much. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a great day.